is KCAU 9 News at 10.
And thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Sophie Erber. President Joe Biden is setting a new target for vaccinating Americans. The president's goal is to have 70% of the country receive at least their first shot and 160 million fully vaccinated, all by July 4th. And to get there, he's vowing to broaden access to vaccines, especially in hard-to-reach communities. It's all in our top story tonight at 10.
It's life and death. And I hope everyone knows within themselves it makes the choice that is going to help them and their loved ones be safe. Get our businesses open again.
We are always evaluating how to ensure we're getting more supply out to the country and out to the American people, more shots in arms.
Several states are already loosening or completely dropping COVID restrictions, just as the number of vaccinations is dropping nationwide.
The White House now planning to start freeing up doses from states that don't use their full weekly supply to go to those with higher demand. And Iowa Congresswoman is part of a new national effort to convince more adults to get vaccinated. The announcement features members of Congress who are also doctors and pharmacists.
As a doctor, I made the decision to get vaccinated against COVID-19.
I know the facts, and I think that it's the right choice to make.
As more Americans are vaccinated, we can get back to things that are important to us.
Embracing family and friends, getting our economy back on track,
and getting our lives back to normal.
We are all also Republican.
The push from the GOP comes as several polls indicate nearly half of Americans who identify as Republicans say that they're unlikely to get a COVID-19 vaccine.
The FDA tonight is expected to authorize Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for kids ages 12 to 15 by next week, setting up shots for many before the beginning of next school year. That is according to a federal official and a person familiar with the process. The FDA action would be followed by a meeting of Federal Vaccine Advisory Committee members. That, of course, would be to discuss whether or not to recommend the shot for the 12 to 15-year-old age group. Then the CDC would act on the committee's recommendation. Those steps could be completed in a matter of just days.
Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota says the state hasn't reached herd immunity yet, but she adds that the state is getting close. As of today, nearly 48% of eligible South Dakotans have been fully vaccinated. However, Noem believes most South Dakotans already feel comfortable conducting day-to-day activities.
The rest of those still understand that they have the opportunity to stay home if they're worried about getting it, and that they'll be taken care of, and that their community members will help them care for those essential items that they may need taken care of. So.
The governor added that the state is watching the variants that are starting to spread and that there is still work to be done to get out of this pandemic. One of those things is to get more people to roll up their sleeves. But the number of adults getting vaccinated against COVID-19, as we've mentioned, is dropping.
Masks will soon be optional for students at South Dakota public universities. The news comes as the Board of Regents plans for a return to normal on campus for the fall semester. Face coverings have been required in all public indoor spaces on campus for a year now. Mask optional protocols take effect next week. That's Monday, May 10th. Again, that's across the state's 6 public universities.
Billions of dollars in federal money continue to pour into restaurants and bars, helping them get back to business. The Small Business Administration continues to accept applications for grants from the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. That program offers funding equal to pandemic-related revenue loss up to $10 million per business. And recipients are not required to repay the funding as long as funds are used for eligible uses no later than March 11th of 2023.
Shortages with varying items are happening often as this pandemic lags on, but that and a few other factors could potentially be affecting your child's extracurriculars.
KCAU 9 reporter Mallory Smith spent her day in the field speaking with organizers about issues that the shortage of umpires is causing with Little League programs. Mallory?
Little League teams are striking out when trying to fill umpire positions, and many are left wondering how the shortage will affect baseball season both this and next year. It's a summertime staple, playing Little League. And while hundreds of youngsters are looking forward to hitting their first home run of the season, league organizers tell us finding men and women to call balls and strikes is getting harder to do.
In Little League Baseball, it's always been a factor getting good quality, knowledgeable umpires. One of the reasons is pay, and because Little League is a volunteer organization, it can't pay a lot, and a lot of these other organizations pay more.
Rob Maynard was the former coach of Northwestern Little League, a team that recently had to redistrict their players to other teams due to low participation numbers.
And with lower participation numbers, you're also going to have lesser umpires to choose from, because those who graduate from your league you tend to bring back to umpire, and lower numbers, lower umpires.
2 years ago, I had double the umpires that I have this year.
Greg Davis is an umpire scheduler for USSSA.
COVID has a lot to do with it. I have a lot of veteran umpires that do not want to come back to umpire until they are vaccinated and they know it's going to be safe out there, which I can understand. The enhanced employment benefits don't help. Over the years, the, let's say, behavior of the coaches and parents have continuously gotten worse.
Davis says the backlash umpires sometimes face from parents and the crowd is one of the biggest and most common problems they're facing right now within leagues. As a result, organizers are working towards creating a no-nonsense policy for crowds. But Maynard says thankfully games aren't being affected just yet. Instead, it's just a matter of finding good quality umpires, which is partially the reason why he decided to become one.
I stepped up to umpire just for the fact that they needed the help, and I love the game, and I'm knowledgeable of the game, I feel, and know the rule book in and out.
To become an umpire in Siouxland, Maynard says to reach out to any local Little League team and to speak with an organizer to get involved. Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
All right, Mallory, thanks. Despite a difficult year for businesses, many in Siouxland still have ideas about making a new business, and tonight they got to make a pitch for that entrepreneurial activity. A new competition for this year at least. Tonight, the 11th annual Innovation Market hosted by Sioux City Growth Organization was front and center, the event kicking off. Folks on hand there heard pitches from 21 local entrepreneurs, and later they continued to vote on the favorite idea. The previous winners were also highlighted during tonight's big event.
That's one of the most popular parts of the event every year, being able to showcase the past winners. I think definitely serves as an inspiration, and they've kind of gone through it and maybe learned some lessons the hard way. So when they get to talk about their experiences, I think it's a really good opportunity for the people that are in their shoes maybe a year ago or 2 years ago to kind of learn from what they've been through.
After the voting's complete, the top 3 finalists move on to a final pitch event in June, where they'll be eligible to win up to $5,000 for their new business idea. Tonight marked the 4th and final week of our Stuff the Stroller campaign.
That's right, of course it is, in partnership, as we know, with Siouxland OBGYN and the Crittenden Center, raising donations for families and their children. So our team was at the Hy-Vee store on Hamilton Boulevard in Sioux City today.
And the center there telling us why the generosity of Siouxlanders was especially meaningful this year.
This year, especially with the pandemic, our families are in need more than ever. A lot of our families, they're not looking for a handout, they're looking for a hand up, and they truly are asking just for a little bit of extra help. And so with everyone's generosity, we're able to provide that for them.
It'll take us a while to tally up the final number of donations. They were plentiful, both physical items and monetary contributions, but we will continue to update you once that final count is complete. Again, we'd like to thank Siouxland for their generosity and supporting this cause year after year. Of course, this was my first year with it, and I can't say that I'm shocked, because the people around here love to get behind good causes, and this for sure is one of them.
And I know you said that over the course of those 4 weeks, the ball continued to roll bigger and bigger.
Yeah, super accurate. Scott actually started us off with our very first donation.
Right.
He gave me that first bottle of prenatal vitamins all those weeks ago, and it really did just spiral week after week into a great effort. And I think maybe today's awesome weather also helped out. It was sunny and a lot of people out and about.
Yeah, some good momentum for Stuff the Stroller, and yeah, we enjoyed a lot of sunshine out there as well today. Still enjoying some peaceful conditions in Siouxland now under a clear sky as we get the view from our Port Neal Welding Company camera posted up at the KCAU 9 studio. The high temperature this afternoon was in the mid-60s for most. You can see now that the temperature has fallen to 50 outside in Sioux City. Still peaceful though, with the wind from the north at just 3 miles per hour. That has died down significantly versus earlier this afternoon. It remains dry with the relative humidity at 31% and the dew point now at 20. Temperatures throughout the upper Midwest are in the 40s and 50s at this hour. It's 44 in Mason City, 49 degrees in Aberdeen, a little bit warmer there in Valentine, Nebraska at 58. Looking in closer to home, you can see that we have a spread of 40s and 50s outside, 43 in Carroll, 45 now in Denison. Temperatures are slightly warmer there in Nebraska and southeast South Dakota. It is 51 in Yankton and 47 degrees right now in Norfolk. Again, we saw some strong winds earlier on today with some gusts exceeding 30 miles per hour. So thankfully things have calmed down significantly now, as you can find that we have some calm designations for Lamar's as well as Cherokee, Denison, and Audubon. The wind at just 7 miles per hour directed in from the north for Storm Lake and points to the north up around Sheldon and the Iowa Great Lakes. We'll take a look at our radar picture now. It displays some showers off to our southeast. You can also find that we have some rain that is starting to organize to our west, passing through South Dakota and Nebraska. That is associated with a weak cold front, which looks to deliver some rain to our neck of the woods as we get into the midday hours on Wednesday. Putting things in motion with our stormcast, it shows that we will have the arrival of the showers near midday tomorrow. You can see near Highway 81 in northeast Nebraska and southeast South Dakota. At 9 in the morning, we will have the arrival of the rain. It looks like that'll pass along to Interstate 29 and Sioux City by the midday hours, so around lunchtime. And it looks like the rain will start to venture off to the east at about 3 in the afternoon. Still a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms. The potential for that second wave later on in the afternoon tomorrow, but it looks like those will be pretty spread out and isolated. And then tomorrow night we'll start to see that cold front completely push through and the rain should completely come to an end. On Thursday we'll enjoy nice sunny skies and temperatures should be in the middle to upper 60s. Some beautiful weather on Friday as well with highs flirting with 70. Here's a look at how much rain is coming our way tomorrow, and you can find that we'll have generally light amounts here between 1/10 and 1/2 inch, perhaps just a little bit more in Yankton. Sioux City getting just over 1/4 inch with 28 hundredths, the same in Wayne. Expecting to see right around 1/10 inch of rain in Orange City and Lamar's, and getting just above 2/10 in Sheldon. About 1/3 inch in Spencer. So again, a pretty light dose of precipitation coming our way tomorrow, but make sure that you have that umbrella handy. Again, it looks like this will come in a couple of waves, one happening near midday. Then we'll see a lull in the activity, and then later in the afternoon toward the evening, we'll have a second little burst of energy with some isolated showers and storms before that rain chance expires. Tonight we'll have a low temperature of 35, kind of chilly, mostly clear, but quiet outside. And tomorrow a high of 64 in the afternoon with that chance of seeing some light rain and perhaps a boom of thunder or two with that second round pushing through. Here's our 9-on-9 forecast now. Mostly sunny on Thursday and Friday as the temperature steps up higher, getting close to 70 on Friday afternoon. Some rain chances assigned not just to Saturday and Sunday, but 4 consecutive days. That's a rarity, at least this season. And we'll see our temperatures start to climb after that into the middle and upper 60s later on next week. We have a beautiful sunset to share with you tonight. This comes from Zach Hicks in Sloan, Iowa, so just down the road from our KCAU 9 studio. A beautiful sunset there on the Missouri River, some awesome colors. And if you have one of your own that you want to share with us, go to our website and send us your photos. Tim and Sophie?
Great shot. We've had some really nice sunsets lately with this warm weather.
Bright colors overall, probably more coming our way as things continue to take off.
Looking forward to it. Well, with all this pleasant weather, more and more people getting outdoors, especially kids going for bike rides.
Find out how Siouxland kids can become better bike riders. Explain all that coming up.
But first, a Nebraska man shares his experience as a helicopter pilot during the Vietnam War in tonight's edition of Veterans Voices.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 10. KCAU's 9-on-9 weather forecast is brought to you in part by Baumgars.
Baumgar's egg layer chicken feed with 16% protein is fortified with vitamins and minerals to promote hen health and egg production. A 40-pound bag's just $9.49. The Purina Pro Plan nutritional platform has a specialized formula that's right for your dog or puppy's needs. And this week, select varieties from 30 to 50 pounds are $5 off.
What you need when you need it at Baumgar's.
Your home is the address of your memories. It's always looking after you. But your home needs looking after too. Trust Hanson's for windows, roofing, and siding with a lifetime guarantee. It's easy to get started with a virtual or at-home estimate and then get 50% off installation. Plus no interest, no payments until summer 2022. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HAND-SIGNS. Get it done.
Could you have low testosterone? Take the quiz at limitlessmale.com. Fast and confidential. Do it online. It's that easy to see if you have low T symptoms. Trouble sleeping, no energy, loss of muscle mass, poor concentration, belly fat, low libido, depression. Safe and effective treatment options are available by the experts in men's health. Get back to being you. Take the quiz at limitlessmale.com. Insurance accepted.
I'm on strike till I get a big drink of refrigerant.
Is your old air conditioner talking back to you?
Can I get this dent looked at? I'm feeling a little woozy.
Kalen's Indoor Comfort can repair that grumpy old air conditioner or replace it with an energy-efficient Lennox system.
When's the last time you even hosed the dirt off my fins?
Sounds like somebody needs a little TLC. Call the experts at Kalen's Indoor Comfort for Lennox quality you can count on.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
More people are choosing Silver Star Car Wash than ever. Just $14.95 per month for fast, easy, unlimited washes at all of our Silver Star Car Wash locations. Get in and out quick and easy with free vacuums and prep towels and several convenient locations all over town. You won't find a better value anywhere. Just $14.95 per month for unlimited washes. Silver Star, a better wash, a great feeling.
The Vietnam War is often referred to as the helicopter war. It's a time when choppers became the ultimate tactical transport as well as fighting machine.
That's right, Tim. And KCAU 9's Hannah Adamson introduces us to a Siouxland hometown hero who's part of that legacy in the focus of this week's Veterans Voices.
I wouldn't do it again for $1 million. But in a way, you couldn't buy the memories from me for $1 million.
Vietnam War veteran Andrew Olson was assigned to the 170th Assault Helicopter Company back when flying was still an option.
I promised my parents, my girlfriend, and everybody I wouldn't fly. Well, I thought about it for about a couple hours, and I walked back into the orderly room and told them, just put me wherever you want me.
Olson's company carried troops to Cambodia and Laos through monsoons.
You bounced around like a basketball and just knock you from side to side, and up and down.
And rocket fire.
I used to think it was like the Dr. Pepper bottle, 10, 2, and 4. That's about time the rockets would come in every day.
After a few missions, Olson found out something which shocked him during a physical.
And they found out that I am legally blind without correction. And I didn't qualify for the job I was trained for.
But that didn't stop Olson from taking flight and saving lives with those who flew with him.
We had a .38 pistol, and we got a call that another little Loach helicopter had gone down. So we took off to go pick up that guy in a hostile area with a .38 pistol. That's all we had. It was just, there was exciting times.
Now, a decade ago, a documentary was made detailing some of those stories from the 170th Assault Helicopter Company, and Olson tells KCAU 9 that the director of that film is considering recreating his work into a full-length motion picture.
That would be pretty amazing. If you're interested in finding out more, you can visit our website right now and click on this story at SiouxlandProud.com or the KCAU 9 mobile news app.
Each summer, kids hit their bikes and take to the street, and with that in mind, the Siouxland cyclists are getting set to host another bicycle rodeo. It comes up May the 8th at the Farmers Market in partnership with Opportunities Unlimited and the Iowa Bike Coalition. Rodeos will help give kids free safety tips on how to maneuver their bicycles and how to properly wear a helmet. There's also, well, get this, some free candy from Palmer Candy to make sure the kids enjoy the cycling activities while learning how important safety really is.
You know, we just want kids to enjoy riding, learn to ride them safely, learn it as a form of exercise, and also transportation to get to and from places and do it safely.
Upcoming, the National Ride Your Bike to School Day is set for May the 5th.
There are now more libraries in Siouxland, but they aren't quite like the public branches you might be imagining. A little free library was put up at the Mary Tralia Community House in Sioux City, along with one at each at Covington and Harney Elementary Schools in South Sioux. Now, the free libraries are all part of a reading program started by the Siouxland Human Investment Partnership, with a little help from the Carpenters Union, Local 948. The libraries are meant to help spread a love of reading through the community.
You know, a project like this, every nail that goes into that box puts a smile on my face. I just know that these boxes are going to be put to good use, and the kids use them all over town, and it's just a great program.
So far, the Local 948 Union has built roughly 15 of these libraries all across Sioux City. Pretty cool.
And you're seeing, indeed, more and more of them pop. Seems like you come across one while you're driving more regularly.
You really do, and it's an especially good idea with COVID-19. You are outside to pick it up. Well, switching gears just a bit, we have Sports Director Jake Jones in the house. Jake, what do you have tonight?
Well, the GPAC baseball and softball tournaments will kick off this week. Plus, the West boys soccer team is feeling hot, taking on a Heelan squad needing a win. Got those highlights and more still to come after the break.